Good day everyone. My name is Prince Jerry OHIDOR and I am from Group 4. And as continuation of the topic about water use, pollution, and treatment, I'm gonna going to report about certain topic that is being designated to me. So to start with, the first topic is about withdrawal. So withdrawal. Most water we use is eventually returned to river and streams. Therefore, it is important to know the difference between consumption and withdrawal. Um, withdrawal means it is the total amount of water taken from lake, river, or aquifer. So to have some example, um, much of this water is in India are used in agriculture or in Kuwait. Since water there is so precious, only 4% of water is being used for agriculture. And also have the example regarding the most tragic water case overconsumption is in Aral Sea, which located in um, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. This giant saline lake lost about 75% of its surface area and 80% of its volume between 1975 and 2004. So in short, withdrawal describes the total amount or the percentage of volume taken from the water source, or the total volume of water taken from the water source. So the next topic is about water pollution. So water pollution is a self-explanatory. The water is being polluted. Or the degradation of water quality. It is the contamination of water bodies such as lakes, river, streams, and etc., which occurs when pollutants are directly or indirectly discharged into water bodies without any process of removing harmful components or substances such as chemicals, um, toxic waste, and etc. And a pollutant is any biological, physical, or chemical substance such as heavy metal, sediments, certain radioisotopes, heat, phosphorus, nitrogen, fecal coliform bacteria, and etc. And have some example of water pollution like this, full of plastics, oil, discharges, and etc. So the next topic is about biochemical oxygen demand. A stream with an inadequate oxygen level is considered polluted for organisms that requires dissolved oxygen above the existing level, and biochemical oxygen demand is the amount of oxygen required for biochemical decomposition processes. So BOD is commonly used in water quality management. It measures the amount of oxygen consumed by microorganisms as they break down organic matter within small water samples, which analyzed in a laboratory. So next is the three zones identified in water. First is the pollution zone, where high BOD or biochemical oxygen demand exists. And second is the active decomposition zone, where the dissolved oxygen reaches a minimum owing to rapid biochemical decomposition by microorganisms. Next is the recovery zone, where dissolved oxygen increases and BOD is reduced because of the reason that most of the oxygen demanding organic waste from the input. So that's it about biochemical oxygen demand. Next is the waterborne disease. So the primary water pollution problem in the world today is the lack of clean drinking water. Each year, particularly in less developed countries, several billion people are exposed to waterborne disease, whose effects vary in severity from upset stomach, and the most tragic case is lead to death. So waterborne disease is illnesses caused by microscopic organisms like virus, bacteria, and etc. that are ingested through contaminated water. Because it is challenging to monitor disease-carrying organisms directly, we use the count of fecal coliformium bacteria, as what it is shown in the presentation. We use the count of coliformium bacteria as a standard and indicator of disease potential. The presence of these organisms in water indicates fecal material from mammal or mammal or birds, which result into present of waterborne diseases. So yes, and the next factor affects water is the nutrients. Two important nutrients that cause water pollution problem are phosphorus and nitrogen. Both of these released from sources related to land use, and the highest concentration of phosphorus and nitrogen are found in agricultural areas where the source are fertilized farm fields and feedlots. And also we have what we call eutrophication, which it is the process by which a body of water develops a high concentration of nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus. The nutrients increase the growth of aquatic plants in general, which includes the production of photosynthetic blue-green bacteria and algae. Algae may form surface mat like this that shade the water and block light to algae below surface, and they block the algae below surface, resulting of reducing photosynthesis. And the bacteria and algae die, and as it decomposes, BOD increases, reducing the water oxygen content, where something get to the point where other organisms or fishes died. Like this is what is shown in the project, in the PowerPoint. So that concludes my report. So I hope you learned something, and that's all. Thank you.